I grew up in a gospel music family that traveled and sang all over the country and across the world. And if there was any fruit to our ministry, I was never able to see that fruit materialize because we were on to the next city. 20 years ago, I suffered from a debilitating depression, a very, very dark place in my life. And I went to a doctor who wanted to medicate me and institutionalize me. And I decided for me that I should go a different direction. I felt that God was leading me to a different place in my life. I wanted to find the source of my pain. About that time, I met a man who was laying tile in a home that was being built for a friend of mine. And while I was there, he said, "Wow, you really look like you can use a pick-me-up." And I said, "Yes, sir, I could." He said, "Well, I serve homeless people under a bridge." He said, "Can you cook?" At that time, I was so frail and thin, I think he thought I wouldn't be able to cook. And I said, "Yes, sir, I can cook." I was raised in Louisiana, and I can make jambalaya for a big crowd or a small crowd. So he said, "Make your jambalaya and meet me beneath the Jefferson Street Bridge next Tuesday night." And I did. I went down to the Jefferson Street Bridge, and I found gracious, broken people who were so thankful for anything we could do to help them. You see, I realized that my needs and my problems were more about what I was thinking and what was in my mind. Like, had I had enough success? Had I won enough awards? Had I had enough accolades in my life? Their needs were this: if someone doesn't help me eat today, I'll be eating out of a dumpster. If it rains tonight, I'll sleep wet. Those are real needs. And I got excited about reaching out to people in a tangible way and helping them and meeting their needs. So I went home. The next morning, I got up and I went shopping. I shopped for peanut butter, bread, breakfast cereal, Pop-Tarts, anything that I could think of that had a shelf life that would last them until I got back down to the bridge the following Tuesday night. A few months later, my husband made an observation. He said, "Do you realize you're not depressed anymore?" I thought, wow. I hadn't even had time to realize that I wasn't depressed. One time, I read a doctor's report that says, when you do acts of kindness for others who cannot reciprocate, there is an endorphin that's released inside your body called oxytocin. And he likened it to a drug high or a cocaine high. Now, I've never done drugs or anything like that, but I found myself high on helping those in need. I got high on giving to others, and I literally gave my way out of the darkest place in my life. I gave my way out of depression. I could have never imagined 20 years ago where that little pot of jambalaya began and what it would become today, and the opportunities we have to share the love of Christ and serve thousands of individuals every single week. Serving the homeless and poor is the greatest honor I have ever been bestowed. And now that I've been under that bridge, Tuesday after Tuesday, serving our friends in need in the greater Nashville area since 2004, I'm able to see the fruit of the ministry. I'm able to see the fruits of our labor. And I am so thankful for the countless lives that have been changed under that bridge, like my friend Jeff Stoltz.
My name's Jeff Stoltz, and I'm a life that was changed under the bridge. I wandered the streets of Madison, getting food, doing whatever I had to do to get my dope. I was robbing people, I was robbing drug dealers, I was robbing anybody I had to. I was stealing cars, writing bad checks, just doing what I had to do. And I ended up befriending another homeless gentleman, guy we called Moose. Moose and I hung out together quite a bit, and he told me about a place that he would go to on Tuesday nights so he could get some free food. I remember going under the bridge, and I wasn't buying into any of that Jesus talk. I was in control of my own life. I knew what I was doing. I was self-sufficient. I didn't need anybody or anything, let alone some God that I didn't think really impacted me in any way. So I would go onto the bridge on Tuesday nights, and I would get my food, and I would get anything else that I could get away with getting, and I would get out of there. But what I didn't realize is that every time I went under that bridge, I was being touched by the Holy Spirit. Today, it's been sober a little over 6 years. I've been ordained, and I'm the campus pastor of a large church in Fayetteville, North Carolina called Destiny Now. I'm one of the North Carolina state representatives for a Christ-centered 12-step ministry called Celebrate Recovery, and I'll be forever grateful for what God did to me and in me under that bridge on Tuesday nights, and that person that He's made me today because of that. I thank God for Candy Christmas and the Bridge Ministries. I thank God for what happened to me under the bridge.
Please welcome to the stage Candy Christmas, the Bridge founder and chairman of the board.